In this video, I'm going to talk about the 3 things you must watch out for if you're a first-time home buyer in Canada. I'm going to be showing you how you can take advantage of the government program to save yourself thousands of dollars of tax. On top of that, how you can be smarter with your mortgage payment so you can create a lot more asset for yourself in the future. And lastly, how you can own a home and afford it without ruining your lifestyle. So if you're a first-time home buyer in Canada, keep watching. This video is made for you. Key number 1 is try to fill your RRSP account up to $35,000. Now, if you're not familiar with RRSP, I suggest you check out the video on here where it goes in detail the basics of a RRSP. But long story short, basically what RRSP is, it's a tax saving tool offered by the government. And whatever you buy inside your RRSP, you can get tax saving from it. And after you bought it, your RRSP account can be invested in different investment vehicles up to your own choice. But the key feature I want to focus on today is the tax saving aspect. So as a simplified rule of thumb, take the amount of RRSP you will buy times your marginal tax rate, which will depend on your income. The answer you get is roughly the tax saving from buying this RRSP. Now, for most people, this amount will come to you from the government as a form of tax refund when you file tax. So why does this matter to first-time home buyer? Because normally when you buy RRSP, there is a downside to it. It's great when you buy it upfront, you get immediate tax saving, but when you take it back out, the government requires you to report the amount as income and pay tax whenever you withdraw it. But as a first-time home buyer in Canada getting their first principal residence, you can withdraw up to $35,000 in your RRSP account tax-free using something called first-time home buyer plan. Now, I'm going to include the link in the description below to take you to the official government website talking about this program. But here's the general idea. You're maximizing your RRSP account so you can get maximum tax saving and then withdraw it to buy your house without paying tax. Let me show you an example of how it works. Today, there's a couple in BC looking to buy their first home together, and they have saved $70,000 on the side as their down payment. The husband and wife each make $75,000, so their marginal tax rate in BC would be 28.2%. So they decided to purchase a total of $35,000 RRSP for each person. If we take the marginal tax rate times the RRSP amount they bought, they will each get a rough tax saving of $9,870. So when it comes to time to buy the house, they can simply each withdraw $35,000 back out to buy their home. Together, they will have $89,000 in their account. Now, looking at this, they haven't really done anything different. They still have their $70,000 saved. The only difference is instead of taking it and putting it in the house right away, they took the $70,000 and put it into RRSP first to generate the massive tax saving, and then using the first-time home buyer plan from government to take it back out tax-free. However, there are some things you need to be careful when using this. Number 1, the government does require you over the next 15 years to fill back up your RRSP account, whatever amount you took out. Any year that you decide not to do it or you forgot to do it, this amount would be treated as your income and you have to pay tax on this amount. Now, another thing you need to be careful about is you do have a limit to how much RRSP you can buy in total. This is called an RRSP room and it's accumulated over a year, and there will be a penalty if you over contribute into your RRSP account. Definitely talk to your own accountant or check for yourself on CRA My Account where they will give you your total limit up to date. Now, the second thing that you need to consider is it may not be wise for you to pay extra into your mortgage payment. Now, I get it. For most people, mortgage is the biggest debt they will ever have in their life. And as a first-time home buyer, when you first sign on to hundreds of thousands of debt stretched over the next 25 to 30 years, it can be very scary. And a lot of people will tunnel vision and focus on paying off their mortgage as soon as possible. This is not a bad idea, but in some cases, it may not be the best way to allocate your money. Here are 2 things you need to first consider before you decide to pay extra into your payments. Number 1, do you have any other debt other than the mortgage? Now, if you have any of these debt, you need to first look at the interest rate charged versus your mortgage rate. If you want to make extra payment to pay down your debt, it should first go towards the debt with the highest interest rate, and it will be smart to pay them off first before you tackle your mortgage. Now, if you don't have any other debts, then the second thing you should look at is, can you grow this money on the side that gives you a higher return than the mortgage rate you're being charged? Because if you can, you may be able to create a lot more on the side than the interest you will be saving by paying the extra payment into a mortgage. Let me show you what I mean by looking at an example. Let's assume right now your mortgage is $500K at 2.4% with a 25-year amortization. In this case, your minimum payment would be $2,243 per month. Now, let's say we decided to pay an extra $1,000 per month into our mortgage. We will be able to pay it off in 15 and a half years, cutting it down by 9 years and saving ourselves $69,000 in interest. Now, this sounds pretty good, right? However, if we can take the $1,000 per month and invest this on the side and get an 8% average annual return, in 15 and a half years, our account will have $368,000 in there. And on the side, we will have $227,000 of mortgage left. Now, ignoring tax in this case, we could take the money, pay off the remaining balance, and still have an extra $141,000 left. Now, in this scenario, we'll still end up paying off our mortgage in the exact same time frame. However, we've created for ourselves double the amount compared to the $69K interest we save in scenario number 1. So, before you pay extra into the bank, make sure you consider if investing on the side is a better option for you. Now, key number 3 you must consider is, can I actually afford my home? And this is what I call the invisible first-time home buyer trap. What I mean is not if the bank is going to approve the mortgage you're looking for, because the bank is going to tell you how much you can borrow, but they won't tell you how much you can actually afford. What I want to focus on is, how does your lifestyle get affected once you own the home? Now, there are 2 things I suggest you look into. Number 1 is, what is the true cost of owning a home? A lot of people, when they first get their home, they only focus on the monthly mortgage payment, and they forgot about all the associated costs that will come every month to own this home. These are the monthly costs that you will have to pay as well. Now, usually I would suggest my client to do some research about the cost, or assume it's going to be at least 30 to 50% of your monthly mortgage payment. So what that means is, if your mortgage payment is $2,000 per month right now, your extra cost per month would be anywhere from $600 to $1,000 extra. Your true cost of owning a home would be at least $2,600 per month. So once you have a better idea of your monthly total cost of owning a home, the next thing you should ask yourself is, are you mentally prepared for this cost? When you shift over to owning your first home, it's going to see a sudden huge increase, and it will impact your lifestyle if you're not prepared for it. So what you want to first figure out here is whether your current saving habit is enough to handle your future mortgage obligations. And you can do an extremely simple exercise right now. Take your current monthly rent plus your current monthly saving minus the mortgage payment and all the monthly costs you just figured out before, and see whether you have a surplus or a shortfall. Most people like myself, when I did this, is going to realize we'll have a shortfall. And that's a perfect time to find out about this right now. So what I did before was open a saving account on the side. And my ultimate goal would be getting used to put that shortfall amount into my saving account every month before I get my mortgage. So that way, when I get my first home, I can just stop all the rent plus saving on the side, and all that cost out of my pocket every month should just perfectly translate over to my monthly cost of owning my home. But you don't have to start with the whole amount right away. What I did was start small and maybe put away $50 per month as a saving habit on the side, and then slowly increase it until the monthly saving is equal to the shortfall I've calculated for myself. That way you can slowly ease your mind into getting used to being a homeowner and paying for the cost every month before you even own your first home. Now, have you considered all these 3 things I just brought up? And if not, are you going to try any of the things I recommended? Let me know and leave me a comment below. If you're currently getting ready to hunt for your house and you're wondering about the Canadian real estate market in the future, check out the video I have on this side. And if you're curious about different investment topics, check out the playlist I have on this side. Alright, this is Jackie Ko. I hope you found this interesting. I will see you in the next video. Bye!